What's up, guys? Nolan here, and today we have a few changes in game, and I wanted to cover a couple of the most asked questions that I've seen floating around on streams during the drops event. First off today was a reduction to the amount of camera recoil each weapon will create. For those who don't know, this is supposed to simulate the gun hitting our body and causing us to shake, so it basically just moves the camera separately from the weapon's recoil. A lot of people don't think it should be in the game, let alone as bad as it is for some weapons, but BSG wanted in for reasons, so it's here to stay, albeit for now reduced from what it was. Killa's spawn rate was increased a bit, so anyone looking for that helmet, maybe you can try a couple times today and get lucky. They nerfed impact grenades again, so they generally speaking do less damage, especially if you are a bit farther away from them, and you should be finding more scavs on the main road on shoreline in general. I know a lot of people have been struggling with this task, myself included. I did a couple raids today and did notice some scavs there for once. BSG messed with the rogues' behavior a little bit on Lighthouse. The guys on the ground will rush you more often and are a bit more unpredictable now. The guys up on the roofs will pick up dropped weapons and throw grenades more often. And by the dropped weapons, I mean the actual mounted weapons. So if you shoot the guy off of the machine gun or the GMG, it doesn't mean it's always going to be empty anymore. One of the other guys might go and use that weapon now. When they're on the gun, they will also be crouched low behind the sandbags as opposed to before when they were above the gun. Take a really good look and see if they are hiding behind the gun before you go running in from now on. Sometimes the lighting's a little bit weird or you don't have a very good look, but trust me, if it looks like they're there, chances are they are. They're just crouched down low, so you're going to have to be careful. You're going to have to flank or get some very pinpoint accurate shots on them through some debris or something in order to get them from now on. Especially with all these AI changes that they've been doing lately, if you see them doing something very crazy, make sure you report it to BSG. Throughout the drops event, I've been lurking around different channels and hearing a lot of the same questions and concerns about the game around the usual complaints of the server queues and stuff like that, and wanted to clear up a couple things on the hottest topics. Let's see if we can get the word out on these so that it'll help with the confusion on this stuff. There will never be a kill cam in Escape from Tarkov. The replay system that is planned is only for arena mode unless it works really well, in which case BSG might decide to put it in the full game. Even in the arena mode, it will not be an instant kind of kill cam setup. It will involve a couple different camera angles like helmet cams, drones, and CCTV cameras, where you will, like the name says, replay the raid and see what happened. It is not going to be like Call of Duty. You are not going to be able to tell people where the person that shot you is in real time. They're building it as a learning tool. Speaking of learning, yes, there are going to be some tutorials added eventually, but they're definitely not going to hold your hand. This is still going to feel like Escape from Tarkov. There's just going to be some things that they tell you about ahead of time from now on. The AI are indeed shooting through walls, and they are probably a little bit too good at it, but it is intentional. BSG have made it so when you get noticed by an AI, especially the highly trained ones like rogues, raiders, bosses, and bodyguards, they will suppress you. If the weapon they are shooting can go through whatever you're hiding behind, they will hit you. The 50 cals and GMGs on Lighthouse are particularly tough because of how powerful they are. However, again, if you see them doing something crazy that shouldn't be happening, send in a report to BSG. The unconscious state that's planned for the game is not going to save you every time that you die in game. If you take 86 damage to the thorax or 36 to the head before you can heal it, you will fall dead with no chance of revival. If you get really badly hurt and lose a lot of blood, you might pass out where someone can help you back up. If you get shot in the head but the helmet deflects it, you might get knocked out for a while, where eventually you might just get back up on your own, or someone can help you back up in order to get back up quicker. This will not be a saving grace to every kind of injury in the game. It will just be an extra condition that can happen depending on how you get injured in the game. Also, this is just based off of what they've said so far. Things can change as they continue to develop the feature. BSG did not make this game for solo players. They intended for everyone to want to play as a group. So anytime you hear anyone complaining or even trying to give useful, actual proper feedback based off of a solo player's perspective, just know that it is not a priority for BSG. It's not like they don't care at all about solo players. It's just that they want the game to be played by groups of people working together and are balancing the world and its enemies around that. So yes, it's extremely difficult to actually clear the rogue camp and do the tasks that you need to do inside of the water treatment plant as a solo player. You're going to need to go find somebody to help you with that task and run as a group. But that's on purpose. You're going to need to go make friends. You're going to need to join a Discord, which while we're on that subject, that's what the Discord link below is for, if you are interested. RPGs, mines, explosives, and vehicles with 30mm cannons are coming to the game, all of which could be in by this summer if that's when we end up seeing the first iteration of Streets of Tarkov. One of the main bosses on Streets is supposed to have a belt-fed machine gun with explosives and mines all over his area. There's supposed to be armored vehicles rolling around as a taxi service around Streets, of which they will have machine guns and even 30mm cannons, and to take those out, they're going to add RPGs, or if you're lucky, you might get ahead of them with some explosives and take them out that way. That is all confirmed and planned, and we've even seen some of it with previous trailers. Nikita confirmed that they will be adding the damage and pen stats to ammunition in-game soon, so we don't need to worry about the headache for that stuff. We are not actually sure when the Christmas event is going to end. They might end up separating it where Santa doesn't spawn anymore, but we still have the Christmas tree, or we just lose the Christmas tree and Santa in raid at the same time. We don't actually know. What we do know is that they're celebrating Christmas tomorrow, January 7th, in Russia, so I would expect it to be here for maybe another day or two at least, but we'll see what happens. Basically, if you're trying to do any of the crafts involving the ornaments, I would do that as soon as possible. And last but not least, vaulting, moving bodies, and climbing ladders are all planned to come along with the unconscious state and are considered under the new advanced movement package that they're working on. But we don't have a date on that yet, as well as a lot of the other stuff that I talked about here, which is why there's a big devcast on Saturday, so it's likely we hear about most, if not all, of what I just discussed here during that cast. If you do miss it, I'll have a summary video up on this channel soon after. I'll keep an eye out for anything new in game, and of course let you guys know more once I do. Until then though, for the latest Tarkov news, check out these playlists here. If you like this video, then you know the drill. Please subscribe. I really appreciate the people who do. I'm almost at 100k subs, which is insane. Thank you guys. If you're looking for people to play with, check out the Discord. Links in the description if you're interested. Otherwise, hope you have a nice day. See you guys.